Welcome to IoT Tech Expo in London Olympia today. I'm joined by James Nesfield. He's CTO of Chirp, which has a very innovative approach to IoT. I'm going to talk to him. I have the pleasure of talking to him. Welcome, James. Maybe as a start, in IoT we've recently seen that forecasts for IoT devices have sort of, have been revised downwards. Wondering, when I look at you, in your mind, what's the biggest problem facing IoT today?
Well, we think parts of the problem are to do with interoperability. So people are buying more devices which add value on an individual basis, but really the promise of IoT will be fulfilled when all of these things are integrated together. We also think there's a problem in the growing level of complexity with respect to IoT. In fact, as the adoption grows, the complexity will of course grow exponentially. So simplicity and interoperability become more and more important. And that's one area where we think that Chirp's data over sound technology can really help as well.
We'll get to the data over sound technology in a minute, but I'm just wondering, when you look at the different industries out there, so what industries is IoT adding the most value to, maybe today, and then also sort of looking into the future?
Sure, so industrial IoT is an interesting one because unlike the consumer side where we're used to yearly hardware refresh cycles, of course in industry you're more likely looking at decades or longer between hardware refreshes. So we think that technologies which can bring on legacy equipment will be increasingly important, and not just focusing on IoT in terms of the latest generation of hardware, but also doing the best to encourage adoption of older systems into the IoT revolution.
Okay. When I look at my home today, I have to say there's many technologies, there's many competing standards.
Sure.
We could almost say there's an oversaturation of IoT happening in some areas. Would you agree to that?
In some cases, this is where the complexity side of things really comes into the scene, because there, for example, with a simple connected light bulb, we were used to the light bulb working 100% of the time. And now we've connected it to the internet. That has necessarily become a more complex system. And as more and more of our home devices come online, we think there's going to be space for technologies which help act as a kind of fail-safe, a lowest common denominator, to help with interoperability and simple interactions that don't necessarily need to be heavily networked or connected to the cloud.
But when you look at the internet today, it's basically autonomous. When you look at IoT, there's lots of, do we risk lots of human interaction that's needed for IoT to work?
So we see this as a necessary outcome of the T in IoT, right? The things, and these things are sharing our space, be they domestic or industrial. The issue there is that while the first internet revolution was purely virtual, the IoT revolution is coming into our shared space and therefore needs to react to us in the same way that we react to each other, or at least sympathize along those lines. So that's where we see technologies like the Amazon Echo, Alexa, and Google Home growing in popularity. And we think there's also a space for machines to talk to each other using sound as a common shared medium that's very sympathetic to the way that we share the space, and we are able to interact on the same wavelength, so to speak.
Well, sound is your thing at Chirp. So how do you envision the future? Why is sound the key to bringing the IoT together?
So we see Chirp as fitting in as a collaborative technology amongst the various radio frequency technologies, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and a whole myriad of other protocols. The space for Chirp is really to do with those 2 points that I mentioned in my first answer, the simplicity involved in sound and the interoperability. So the ubiquity of sound being available as the lowest common denominator. Most of the devices that you have on your person, in your home, in our public spaces, are able to create sound. With our technology, they're then able to send data, and they broadcast data to devices all around them. But without increasing the complexity in that system. It's a very, very simple technology, ubiquitous, and acts as that lowest common denominator network.
Good. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Enjoy the show, James.
Thank you.
Thank you.